All right. Well, it's just about over. The pain will go away very quickly. And I just want to say a couple of things. I want to review your special occasion speeches and talk about that. The first one is from Boot Weevil and Root Weevil. I can't read my own writing. Root Weevil. Good appearance. That's a number one. Always look nice when you're doing your speeches. Work on your energy level. This is kind of a constant thing we've been talking about with you. You're celebrating someone's life. That would mean that when you're doing that, the kind of a smile, like this is someone really special, and make a point of that. This was a very good narrative. It was a nice word portrait of your grandfather, and you made the audience want to have met this man and know more about him. So nice job on that. Next up is golf. You talked about Coach Knight. Again, good appearance. This is a bit too long. You want to watch your times on your speeches. The shot that you had, the composition, both for you and Root Weevil, was good. That's what we want to see more of. And maybe we finally got through on the composition of the shot. You need to work golf on just a bit more to keep the flow going. This was a good narrative. It was a story well told. You covered both sides of someone who is controversial, and you did that very well. You still have a little bit of that slight tisk, so you may want to work on that, but nice job. Next up is Hoosier. You did a wedding toast, and nice words and nice thoughts. You still need more energy and volume. Those kind of go together. The volume will come when you show a little more energy in what you're doing. You drop some of the word endings at the end of a sentence. It kind of goes like that. So finish everything strong when you do that. This was a good job. It was a good story, well told, and if you haven't done this yet, I think you're going to be a hit because what you say about the bride and the groom are something that is going to make everyone feel good. Next up is Hunter. Hunter spoke about your grandfather, the great shot composition again. Excellent lighting, which really helps so we could see you. This was confident, compelling, a great presentation, good points, very well made, very good eye contact. And that's even though we told you could, it's a manuscript, you could be reading it, still good eye contact. Well done, perfect tone for setting this kind of special occasion speech. And my notation is this was one of your best yet. Next up is Star. And Star, you talked about your dog. You need to work a little bit on your energy. This is a little better this time, but you could still do better than that. You need more eye contact, even though you're reading from a manuscript. There wasn't enough light on your face, but not bad job. You certainly showed improvement over the course of this course. So way to go. Next up is Birdie. You had a wedding toast there. It was just a tad short. Also, you had it made a great picture, great facial expression, nice expression overall in the way you presented what you were talking about. This was a very nice approach, very well done, and again, a notation just about as good as it gets. Next up is Buddy, and Buddy talked about lactose-free milk, and you had the wrong shot. Stand still, don't do moving around so much. You had a cell phone go off while you were speaking. You want to always ask your audience to put their phones on stun, Star Wars, or at least turn off their phones. I heard the droid thing that happens. Look up who invented the milk. You said, I wish I knew who did. Well, that's easy. It's part of what you do speeches, research it, and you had a very interesting style in this speech. Next up is Beecher, and Beecher talked about Starbucks, and this was a bit long. You had the wrong shot. You kind of get lost in your picture when you have that wide a shot. That also means the mic was too far away, and we were picking up a lot of room noise. However, this was an interesting, innovative, well done, good job speech, and exceptionally well researched. So, a few down things, some up things, way to go. All right, now I want to say some things to you. I'm going to send out the grade sheet. On the grade sheet, you will see if I had to put your grade down today, that is the grade that you would receive in this course. You will also note that for the most part, there are C's and B's on the grade list. It's not done yet, and it's not done yet because some of you still have to take the last exam. The deadline on that is Sunday at 11:59, and also we have one more discussion board. So for some of you, there's still 30 more points to get. I will be looking for your final grade, not the one that's there right now. Basically, you can only go up from what's there right now. But what's there right now added to whatever points you get, and then when I look at the progression that you've made, how you've done on the speeches, how you've done on the discussion boards, your attendance, and all of the other factors that come into play, I am not the kind of person that says, okay, there's an 843 there, or let me put it differently. There's an 870 there, and in Ivy Tech standards, that's clearly a B. I might, if that was an 870, just possibly, when you get that last 30 points, that brings it up to a 900. That's a no-brainer. But if you don't get the last 30 points, you only get 10, and that's 880 now. I may be inclined to make that, depending on all of those other factors I mentioned, be able to make that an A instead of a B. Just want you to know. And then I want to tell you how much I appreciate the fact that you seem to pay attention. You seem to get better each time. I know how terrified people are of being in a speech class and how hard it can be. But I want to tell you that each of you, each step of the way, even though I could still tell for some of you were still nervous, you showed improvement just a little bit, some a lot each time, and that's what pays off. All I want to have you get out of this course, of all of the important things, is that you are not so terrified of speaking in public that you would not go to a school board meeting on behalf of your child or to a county or city council meeting on behalf of yourself to speak for yourself and your interests. That's what it's about. Speech should not terrify anyone. No one can expect of you any more than that you are conversational, you're somewhat grammatical, and that you are compelling when you give a speech in the points you make. Now, we can't tolerate rambling, we can't tolerate inaccurate information, those kinds of things. But if you're up there and you're doing the best you can possibly do, you're sincere, and you're making the effort to do it, then that's, in my estimation, what it's all about. Remember, my definition of communication is the transmission of a message which is both received and understood. And we're not talking about it has to be perfect. We're not talking about you have to be the anchor guy on NBC in order to be a good communicator. No, I'll tell you, some of the best communication is not the most perfect grammar, is not the most perfect style. But when you can tell a story and you can pull people along with you, and remember we've said this before, if you can do it so I can see, feel, smell, touch, and hear what you experienced when you were there, and when you're describing it to me, I can feel the same experience that you felt, then that's what communication is all about. I want to urge you best of everything in your future endeavors at Ivy Tech and in college. I wish you the very best, and if any questions occur, you have my phone number, and be looking forward to seeing your name on a graduation list real soon. You have a great one, and thank you for allowing me to share your class with you. I've learned a great deal about you, and I think that you've done a great job, so keep it up. We'll talk to you maybe sometime in the future.